Hello YouTubers, subscribers and friends, welcome to my channel. It's about 70, I don't know, 8 degrees, 6:45 a.m. in the morning. I didn't get any sleep last night. Because what happened yesterday with Mrs. Kravitz, my wife and I had talked about it all night, and we were just talking about it this morning. Things that were going on yesterday. It was a weird day yesterday. From Michael Anderson, here's an ironwood tree. That's an ironwood tree. That's an ironwood tree. I got so many ironwood trees on my property. This one, I don't know what this is. I don't know if this is an ironwood tree, a young ironwood tree, or a cottonwood tree, because it kind of looks like a cottonwood tree a little bit, but it has the same leaves as a ironwood tree. It's got the thorns. These have thorns on them. Ow! Just like that, they prick you. A little prick. Little thorns. So it might be a young ironwood tree, because it does look like one down here in the bottom of the bark. But that's an ironwood tree. This is an ironwood tree. And they grow beans. These long strands of beans that the prairie dogs love to eat, and my mom says you can eat them. This is what the leaves look like. Right here. That's the grandpa ironwood tree. That is huge. That is my mom's favorite tree when she comes to my house. She loves that tree. And this, I don't know what that is. That's a pain in the butt, give me sinus problems. But here's the bark. This tree is a very extremely hard tree to cut. They call this the heart of the ironwood tree. This piece right here is so freaking hard to cut. Broken many saw blades on trimming this tree. This piece here looks dead, but petrified. It is extremely tough hardwood. Hardest wood I've ever seen, and the hardest wood I've ever tried to cut. And very hard to burn also. But that's what the bark looks like. I've trimmed this tree so many times, and like I said, I've broken so many saw blades because I borrowed my mom's sawzall. Broken so many blades just trying to cut this tree right here. Very tough, hard bark. I gotta go inside. The mosquitoes are chewing me up. I'll talk a little bit more about Mrs. Kravitz a little bit later. I go put on some long pants and long shirt because the mosquitoes here are freaking biting me like crazy. That spider at the beginning of the video was a black widow. It's right there, it's dead. It had built a web from here all the way to here, huge web all over the seat here, and I killed it right there because they were very poisonous spiders. I told my wife likes to come out and sit on this chair, and I told her, careful where you sit, because there's a black widow. He was just right here in this corner right here. But you don't want to get bit by a black widow. That's a neighbor that was talking to me yesterday about, you know, they make chainsaws for cutting trees. Yeah, no kidding. I don't know how many times I've been out working in the yard. He's never stopped to ever talk to me about anything. We got a huge storm last night. We caught the edge of the storm. It was so freaking windy and lightning and thundering, and the ground is still wet from the rain. But this held up really good. It didn't get ruined or shake or anything like that. I don't know. Yesterday was weird. See that wheelbarrow over there? Let me zoom in on it. That's the wheelbarrow that I'm so used to seeing Mrs. Kravitz every freaking day doing something in her yard, going back and forth with that wheelbarrow. And I would say the last 6 months I don't see her outside anymore. She used to have a white truck, and that guy John that she was talking about yesterday, who I've seen once in a while, now is driving her white truck. I don't know if she's letting him use it, or she gave it to him, or what, but that guy, he is a strange individual. He came back to my house last night and was talking to me about Mrs. Kravitz and telling me she has a daughter in Florida and a son in San Francisco, California. I know about the son because when I used to be on talking terms with Mrs. Kravitz, she's told me all about her son, but she's never told me anything about her daughter. She told me she only had a son. So I watched that video I uploaded yesterday several times, and in the video, before I actually hear Mrs. Kravitz yelling for help, she yells, "Help me," about 4, maybe 5 times, maybe 5 or 6 minutes way before I ever hear her yelling it. And yesterday was weird. I had so many people, I mean, I work in the yard all the time. I had so many people stop me, ask me what I'm doing. People come over that never come over and stop me working, and neighbors talking to me and never talk to me. It just seemed like the tree guys or something was not wanting me to cut this tree. My mom came back over last night and told me, "Hey, just leave the tree, it looks beautiful like that." So I don't know how long I will leave it there like that. This stuff right here needs to be cleaned up. I don't know how I'm going to clean it up. I don't have any way to haul it to the dump. My mom don't let anybody drive her truck, and she doesn't want to put this stuff in her truck, so I don't know. I'm probably going to have to hire somebody to come out here and pick this stuff up and haul it away for me. But I'm not even worried about this stuff right now. It could sit here for a week, a month, whatever. Let it die down even more. A giant spider hole right there. But yeah, it was a strange day yesterday. I mean, I wish I could have done more, but Mrs. Kravitz does not want to go to the hospital. She says, "I'm going somewhere else to die." You know, it was like dealing with it's like split personality. She sucked the energy out of me yesterday. She's I could tell my wife, she's an energy vampire. She's the type of person, I mean, there's people out there that you just get around and they just drain you mentally, physically, and spiritually. They just sap all the energy out of you. And I couldn't sleep last night. I didn't get any sleep last night. Beautiful flowers. Because it was on my mind. So after I drop my kids off, I'm going to go to the park and walk, because that's where I like to go to clear my mind for stuff. And just think about stuff. I got to take my kids to the bus stop. My wife rented this movie, Baywatch, extended cut last night. We watched it. I should say she watched it, because it is so stupid. I couldn't even finish watching this stupid movie. I've never seen the TV show, but if the TV show is anything like this movie was, this is the worst freaking acting, man. Save your money. Don't watch this movie. It's stupid. Even though it only cost $1.27 or something like that to rent it, it was $1.26 too much. I gotta drop this off, then I'm gonna go to the park and get in some walking before I have to go to work. This is a tarantula wasp here at the park. Thing is huge. It's about 3 inches long. Got a big stinger on it. What they do is they walk around on the ground, and those spider holes that I show at my house that are on the ground, they crawl down in them spider holes and they look for tarantulas. And when they find one, they sting the tarantula and they lay the eggs inside the tarantula. And then when the babies hatch, the tarantula is paralyzed and still alive. And when the babies hatch, they have something to eat when they're born. And these things are very, very mean. They will chase you forever if you aggravate it or piss it off. So, knowing this, I am about 1 foot away from it. So I don't want to piss it off in any way, shape, or form. It's got that big stinger back there. Kind of looks like a spider. But yeah, it's very rare to find these. I've only found like maybe 3 in the last 9 years since I've lived here. I've seen 3. Look at that sucker, man. It's eating. It's beautiful, but very, very dangerous. I don't know if he knows I'm here or he don't care if I'm here. I'm at the park right now. This is why I come to the park, to see stuff like this, get my mind off of other things, and to just take in the beauty and the positive energy that's at the park here because of all the wildlife and the animals and the beauty and stuff like that. It is very, very muggy out this morning. I'm going to let him be. I don't want to get stung. I've heard horror stories about what happens when you get stung. Very, very hot right now. It's 90 degrees out right now. I'm trying to capture this butterfly on video, but he keeps flopping around everywhere. Look how beautiful it looks. My oldest daughter loves butterflies. She's got tattoos of butterflies on her. And every time I see butterflies, I think of my daughter. I think of my daughter all the time, but when I see butterflies, I immediately think of my daughter. Look how beautiful that is. There's a lot of them flying around, but this is a big one. He's a big, pretty boy. Should have been a wildlife photographer. Come on, open them wings. Such a pretty little fella you are, you cute little thing, you. Just fluttering around. The camera's gonna pick it up, but there's a huge, huge spider web right here. Let me move around. No, I can't even see with my eyes right there. But from this bush to that bush, all here, it's all spider web. I don't see the spider though anywhere. It's always after it rains, all these creepy crawlies come out like this. The mosquitoes. I was going to do some yard work later on this afternoon, but when it rains like this and the ground is wet, it's just pain in the butt doing the yard work. I was going to dig that trench that I've been wanting to dig before it rains, and we got a huge storm last night. We caught the outskirts of it, but South Tucson and Southwest Tucson got hit pretty hard. It was a huge, those freaking lizards scared the crap out of me. Thundering and a lightning storm. If you follow me on I Seek Out the Truth Arizona, I got a clip of when the storm started to come around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Lightning strikes and stuff. I got a couple of cool lightning strikes. Whenever my kids were younger, we used to come here and they used to play here all the time. Now, if I tell my kids, let's go to the park, are you kidding me? It's hot outside, Dad. I mean, they never said that to me when they're younger. Teenagers now, phew, man, they're a pain in the butt sometimes. Excuse me. So, but another thing that's good about the next day after raining is you see all the wildlife come out because the ground is cool. So one thing I learned about Mrs. Kravitz yesterday, other than I still think she's crazy and out of her mind, she's like split personalities. It was like dealing with two different types of people when I was trying to help her. And she said something very nice to me. She's never ever said anything nice to me before. Was when she asked me what I was doing. This is an Ironwood tree too, Michael Anderson. And that one too. She asked me what I was building, and then I told her I was building a courtyard and tiny house, and she's like, wow, it was so beautiful. You did a really good job over there. And right before I could even say thank you, there's a dragonfly flying around right there. She came back with, now pick me up, you fucking asshole. And I was like, wow. Couldn't even let me enjoy 3 seconds of that kindness you gave me there. But yeah, she when the paramedics showed up, they asked her what her birthday was, and she said April 25th, 1948. So I mean, you do the math, you'll know how old Mrs. Kravitz is. But like I was talking about earlier, that wheelbarrow, I am so used to her always being outside with that wheelbarrow that I haven't seen her in the last 6 months. And I've stated it in videos before. Even when I was building the tiny house, I was completely shocked that she didn't come out and yell at us or scream at us or complain about the compressor or nothing. The whole time constructing the tiny house, I was always worried that she was going to interfere with something we were doing or attack us or something. I don't know, it just was weird. And that's a mesquite tree. And I don't know, it's just, and she was a heavy set woman. I mean, now to see her all frail and skinny with bruises all over her face. He's doing push-ups, this lizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We must increase our bus. He's a big boy, about 6 inches long. Anyways, that's her birthday, and like I said, John came by my house last night. The guy, he's a weird, strange guy to talk to, man. I get a weird energy vibe off of this dude, and he didn't really talk to me. He was talking to my wife because my wife was outside smoking. And then when I came out there, he said a couple things, and then he left. But then my wife told me that he told her that she has a daughter in Florida and a new granddaughter that was been born just recently. Her son lives in San Francisco, and that John was telling my wife that Mrs. Kravitz said that he can have the house when she dies. And I was telling my wife this morning, I don't think, if she does have a daughter, I know she has a son, I've met him. If she does have a daughter or a son, I don't think they're just going to stand by and let him just take the house. Look at this rock. I'm always looking at rocks because my mom loves rocks. She loves rocks. Not seeing too many birds out here. Although that roadrunner, there's 2 things that happened the last week. Went to my mom's house and was able to get, I could about this far from a hummingbird. That's how far I was from a hummingbird. I even tried to put my finger out there so the hummingbird could land on it. I've never seen a hummingbird be so still. And then I saw yesterday's video, was able to get a roadrunner. I mean, I was close to there. I was 6 feet from that roadrunner, and I've never gotten that close. Even though I do have a lot of roadrunner videos on my channel, I've never physically been that close away from the roadrunner, and he didn't seem to care that I was there. There's a huge lizard right there. I just saw him move. Oh, he just ran in the tree. I'm not going to be able to catch him on video. Once they go under the tree, there's holes that they go in. He was one of those rainbow colored lizards. So it is so muggy. The air is so thick. That's an ironwood tree right there also. The hardest wood in Arizona. I'm telling you. Even if you have a chainsaw, those things eat chainsaws for breakfast. You try to cut that with a chainsaw, you'll break the chainsaw blade or dull it, or you'll burn the chainsaw out. I saw another huge lizard run under there. And sawzall, same thing, snaps the sawzall blades in half. It's a tough freaking tree to cut. And that's another thing. I get a lot of people telling me, why don't you get a sawzall, or why are you using that skill saw? I like using the skill saw. It's something different. I don't like being like everybody else. I don't like to walk the same path. I'm not a follower. So I use this. I got so many years experience. I mean, people, you don't really know me, but believe me, I got years, 6 years experience with chainsaws, cutting them in Florida, the trees and stuff, building golf courses. Here's another huge spider web. This one is huge. Look at this thing just hanging here. Huge. Goes all the way to that saguaro cactus. Those spider webs are tough, man. Yeah, so I got so much experience with using chainsaws and sawzalls and stuff like that. I'm not gonna go out and buy it when I have a skill saw that works just as good, if not even better. I haven't broken a skill saw blade yet cutting trees, but I've broken many sawzall blades, and I've ruined many chainsaw chains cutting trees. Plus chainsaws are loud and obnoxious. You gotta put gas in them. You gotta stop and sharpen the blade. Sawzall, same thing, vibrate your hand so bad. And skill saws, they're just, you know, that's it. Easy peasy. Let's go look at this flower. I'm not coming out here for exercises. I'm just coming out just to clear my head and think and take in this beauty. This is a giant barrel cactus. I walked around once already, and this is where I saw that tarantula wasp. As soon as I pulled up, I saw him on there. He's gone now. I'll go around one more time. Oh no, he's still there. Look at him. Still there, Mr. Tarantula. They crawl and they look just like spiders. Look at his eyeballs. Are you eyeballing me, boy? Are you eyeballing me? See if I can focus in on him. Nope. I want to get in on his face there, his eyes. The sun is blaring on me. Get a different angle here. So pretty, yet so dangerous. I'm not going to focus on him. The way the sun is glistening off his body is just amazing. I could spend all day here just watching this wasp. I wish I could zoom in on this freaking head there. His eyeballs are like, it looks like he's staring right at me the way his eyeballs kind of look like a praying mantis head. Kind of a little bit. Look at him glistening in the sun there. Oh. Mother Nature in action. The circle of life. He hunts, it's a hunter-killer. He hunts down the tarantula, stings it, paralyzes it. And then, I've seen him going across the ground, going down in holes and coming out, and going to another looking. And looks like a spider from the back. You probably go on YouTube and find more videos of these tarantula wasps. Look at them. Beautiful. I don't know, it took me freaking 15 minutes to walk around one time and he was still here. That must be a delicious freaking flower. $11 o'clock. I just got home 10 minutes ago and Larry was here in my yard loading up the tree stuff that I cut yesterday. So I helped him load up the rest of it. We're gonna go to the dump now. I wasn't expecting to do this today. Alrighty. All loaded up. Strapping it down now. Look at that big old lizard. Got most of it cleaned up. The rest of it I can just rake up and put in a trash can. Stuff is very prickly. Larry wants to try to move this tree when we get back. He wants to twist it around this way, get it off the fence. Yeah, the rest of that stuff I can rake up and crunch it down in my trash can. I didn't realize how much stuff I had cut until you got to load it up on something. Look at this lizard. Oh, he's weird looking. Albino. He's hiding under the tree there. Wait, what happened to my house? Look how slow he is. He ain't even running away. Slowpoke Gonzalez. Oh, there he goes. You gotta go to the dump now. Larry's speed limit's 5 miles per hour. You're speeding, brother. You're gonna get us pulled over.
That's right.
Now I gotta go to the chiropractor, Larry. What is that thing right there? It's going down. They just.
That's for the big semi-trailers. They put them on there and it jumps and raises it up and dumps it. Like that one right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Nice. Oh, yeah. The truck backs the trailer up onto that machine, unhitches his trailer, and then the machine just picks that whole trailer up and dumps all that garbage out.
Is that one of those Frito-Lay?
That's pretty cool.
That's how they unload it.
Nobody in the tractors. Everybody must be out to lunch. Look at the wheels on that tractor. Alright, almost done here. Just gotta clean this bed out. So I just got home. Larry punked me again. I told him I'm going to get some water. Then I come back out and we hook up this tree so we can move it. And he took off. I guess, man, one thing I'm learning about Larry is don't pay him till the job is finished. I don't know if he just don't want to move the tree or he forgot about it or what, but I told him I was going to go in and get some water, be right back out. He's gone. So I guess I'm not going to be moving that tree, so I'm going to get a rake up all this little stuff and put it in my trash can. This trash can's full. My wife is going to be like, you filled up the trash can again? But I'm going to have to wait till next week to get that pile because I have no room to put that in the trash can. But no rush. Next week the trash can will be empty and I can put that in, but it looks a lot better than what it was. Right? That should make her happy because she's like, oh, the snakes are gonna come and live there. Well, they can come and live in that one for a week. I think I'm gonna leave that tree like that. Well, I gotta go scrub that swimming pool now. Next. It's all bleach and water. You have it, nice clean swimming pool. It'll last a couple days. Filled in the hole. Wet Josie, she loves to get wet. Brownie, she don't like to get wet, so I don't force her to get wet. Jerry, he's hiding under there because he don't want to get wet. He's shaking because he thinks I'm going to grab him and wet him. But, right, Josie? Huh? Who's the baby, Josie? Who's the baby? She's all happy she knows. It's been a long day for me. Did stuff today that I had no plans on doing whatsoever. This is the new addition. I told my wife, see, that's why I don't want to have a table. Look, she cleans this thing off twice a day. The wind just covers it with dirt. That's the newest addition she bought right there. Anyways, that's going to do it for me today. Thanks for taking the time to watch my videos. Remember to like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you waiting for? Don't cost you anything, it's free. And that looks so much better. Thanks for taking the time to watch my videos.